guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Liv. I'm doing a kind of glitter corner, glitter edge cut crease today. I haven't done a cut crease in a million billion years, just like on myself. Obviously not on here because this is my second video. But I was really feeling something hardcore, dramatic, boom, so here it is. It's actually not that hard, it's just time consuming, but I'll show you guys that in the video. So we're going to jump straight in and I'll see you on the other side.
I'm using the Morphe 35N palette today mostly, but to start off I've already primed my eyelids and I've done my brows, and I'm going to set my primer with MAC's Vanilla shadow. I pretty much swear by this to set my eye primers. It just helps every other shadow go on so smoothly. It's really good. I'm going to take this nice sort of light, I don't know, coolish brown, and I'm going to take it on a very sharp angle brush. I think this is just a cheap one from Eco Tools. And I'm going to lightly sketch out the kind of background shape of the cut crease. I'm not doing anything too dramatic at the moment. This is just me giving myself a guideline as to where I want it to go. Using a lighter shadow is really easy to start with, so it's kind of cool if you do that first before going with a darker one. And then I'm softening it with, I think, a fluffy blender brush that came with the Smashbox Full Exposure palette, which I really don't like, but I kept the brush. I'm using a slightly darker brown now, and I'm just going back over it and back over it and buffing some more and blending some more. This is the time consuming part. Actually, all of it's the time consuming part. It does take a while, but as long as you just keep going back over and then getting darker and darker with your shadows, you will build up that depth and dimension. So I've now gone on to that nice sort of darkish purplish brown kind of colour, and not only have I sketched the full shape across the eye, but I've dragged it downwards to meet my eyelid as well, so I get that full shape. And I'm just buffing it out now, lots and lots, with my blending brush. I'm also using the other end, which is more like a shader brush, but that's really good to soften this look. I found I didn't even mean to use that end, it was like an accident, and then it worked really, really well, so I'm using that to soften. Don't worry about being crazy precise at the moment, because we're going to clean it up on the actual lid. It's more important to try to get rid of the harsh lines. I'm going to go in with black now, and this is only going to go in on the outer third, well, outer half really, and just go over the top of those lines and buff again, because we need the black for the shadow and the depth, and also to get that blown out kind of look, which is something I'm a fan of with cut creases. I do like the really precise ones, but I also love the blown out ones. So I'm using a Morphe blender brush at the moment, just to really soften and smudge that out on the edges. Now I'm going to clean up with my Urban Decay Naked Weightless Concealer and a nice flat concealer brush. Go onto your eyelid and go underneath all those lines you've done and fill in very slowly a sort of clean up edge, because you'll see now you get that really sharp, distinct line on the actual lid, which gives the illusion of your crease being there. So just go slowly with it. I'm just going back over the top again, a little bit more shadow. I just really like to make sure that it's all buffed out and blended perfectly. Yeah, that'll do. What I'm going to do now is go in with the lightest shade in the 35N palette on a flat shader brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to pack that all over my lid, right up to that line that we drew with concealer. And now I'm going to take a nice warm darkish brown and go back into the outer corner again. This is just for my own benefit. I just like to make sure that I've got some depth with other colours. I'm using a Barry M glitter dust for the glitter part in the inner corner, and I've sprayed a Bdellium concealer brush, and I'm just pulling that up from the very inner corner of my eye up to sort of like the inner third of my socket, being careful to mirror and follow that line we drew, and then, you know, cleaning up with tissue. Now what I'm going to do is curl my lashes and add some mascara and put on some Ardell Wispies, because they're a favourite of mine because they're so comfortable. I'm a bit funny with lashes. They've got to be really extraordinarily comfortable, otherwise I just can't tolerate them and they've got to come straight off. So I'm just going to pop them on, and then while I wait for the glue to really set in and lock in, I'm going to put some liquid liner on, and I'm going to do a nice dramatic wing today. So nice and thin on the inner corners and then straight up and out to follow the line we sketched. I'm using MAC's Double Gleam. It's the Extra Dimension Skinfinish. I'm using that for my brow bone highlight, and then doing a bit more on my eyeliner because I really wanted a strong wing. And then what I'm going to do is take the Collection brand. It's called Glam Crystals and the shade is Funk. It's a glitter liner, and I've just cleaned up the edges of the liner with that, and then I'm using it in the inner corners as well, and that's where you get that glitter edge look. It's just really sparkly and really fun. For skin, I'm blending my Urban Decay All Nighter with my Bourjois Healthy Mix foundations, just because I'm finding at the moment the All Nighter is just so drying on my skin. I am an oily skin type, but by mixing it with the Healthy Mix, it's coming out a little bit more to my taste. And then I'm going to highlight with my Urban Decay Naked Weightless Concealer in Fair Neutral because it's life and I love it. I'm just going to sort all of that out with my beauty blender, and then I'm going to use it to highlight my nose, my Cupid's bow, and a little on my chin. I'm going to leave my forehead alone today because, girl, you know that doesn't need any help. It's big enough as it is. And I'm just going to buff that in with my beauty blender as well. Then I'm going to contour using Bahama Mama from The Balm on a Revolution contour brush. I'm not very pleased with my LA Girl Pro Conceal shade just because it looked one way on the internet and it arrived and it was completely another way. So I'm just going to go back to Old Faithful, which is this bronzer. It's sparkle free, so it's really good to contour with. And I'm just going to go around the edges of my face and just make sure that there's some definition there. Only because it's important as a pale person to make sure that you don't look like Casper. And I'm using a Revolution Artist brush to sketch out my nose contour, which I don't do very heavily. It's just to add a little bit more definition. And then I'm just softening everything with a stippling brush from Nancy. Then I'm using the Revolution Hot Spice blush palette, and I'm taking that sort of dusky rose shade on a Revolution blush brush. Actually, no, it's not. It's a foundation brush, sorry, but I like it for blusher. And I'm just popping that on my cheekbones. I try to avoid the apples because otherwise I end up looking like Snow White. And I'm highlighting with MAC Double Gleam. Oh, baby girl, it's just brilliant. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's just... I'm going to fill in the under eyes now with that sort of dark chocolatey brown from the Morphe 35N palette on a small shader brush. I'm just going to drag it right into where we placed the Glam Crystals glitter liner. And I'm adding a little bit of black into the outer third, and I'm blending it all out. I've also packed on a ton of mascara on my lower lids, but my camera decided not to film that. And I'm using NYX's Lingerie in Exotic on my lips. I just wanted a really easy shade to go with this look, nothing too dramatic. And then I'm going to pull my hair up in a messy bun because that's how your girl likes it, and we're done.
And this is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I personally think it's pretty slamming. I'm a really big fan of very dramatic makeup, and I'm getting married next year, and I'm thinking I can't wear something this dramatic to my wedding, but why not, you know? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave some comments below suggesting other videos you'd like to see. That would be really cool. I'd love to see your suggestions, and I'll see you guys with my next video. Bye.